Yeah.
It says on Friday, Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif advised the US to start, this is a quote, to start acting like normal state, blasting the Trump administration in a tweet for breaking international agreements.
Right.
Right, a little bit more. It says an article in the Washington Post on Friday, President Rouhani questioned the US ability to fulfill any of its commitments and warned others against trusting Washington.
Right.
It says, how can Iran and others trust the United States while it is threatening to punish other countries for the implementation of the same UN resolution it sponsored and wrote?
Right. So that's just the whole ordeal. So what's happening is Trump is causing a lot of confusion and disruption concerning the orders that's happening in terms of the trade deals and all of that stuff. All right. And what's that's going to lead to? That's going to lead to America having to go against the EU or vice versa. Because really the way it's supposed to work is supposed to be where America is allied with the EU. That's the way it's supposed to work. And that's how Esau was able to pretty much solidify their power on the earth when they were all together. But now because now because you have a divided sea occurring, now we're going to start seeing a breaking down of this revival of ancient Roman system. Okay? Actually, we're seeing it already. Not starting to see it, but we've seen it already. Go on. That's why the scripture says, how can the kingdom stand if one house is divided against another?
Yeah.
Right, Satan against Satan. Which the so-called white man, he's the physical counterpart of Satan. Okay?
That's it, like Russia against the United States.
Right, there you go. So what precept you got?
Oh, I got Obadiah. Wanna go first? Let me go first. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. Right? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Right. All the men of thy confederacy have even brought thee unto the border. Now, when we look up that word confederacy, the word there is oath. Matter of fact, look up that word in the Hebrew. Hebrew, right? Yeah. Look up that word confederacy.
I continue for it.
Yeah, you can continue going.
Obadiah 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even unto the border.
Right.
The men that were at peace.
Right, the men, the allies that were at peace
with thee have deceived thee.
Have deceived thee. Go on.
And prevailed against thee.
Yep.
That they eat thy bread.
Yep.
And have laid
a wound under thee.
Under thee.
Exactly.
There is none understanding in them.
Right, and also there's what it's really saying, there's no wisdom found in teaming them. Okay?
Germans, isn't it?
Right.
So verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau.
Right. And that's happening already, and this is why you have all of this confusion, man. This is why Theresa May, she had to do the dance in Africa, man.
Yeah!
Fucking embarrassing, man.
You know what? She was trying. She really was. Hey, there's no confusion face with her, man.
That's an embarrassment to Britain, man.
Yeah,
she's representing Britain. She went down and to go do the dancing with those Hamites down there, man. That's ridiculous. But that's showing you right there that Esau's losing his grip. They ain't got the flavor no more, man. They're losing it, man. Okay?
She had to chuck and jive to try and get their support in.
That's that's how you know, man. That's embarrassing. So she went, pretty much what she did is stoop low to get that deal. Come on, man, this society's through. It's finished.
Yeah, it's done.
It's a done deal, it's a wrap. Call it a day.
Yeah? Right. I'll just read a little bit more while you're getting that,
yeah?
Verse 9. And the mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Right. That's gonna happen in the future. Going to get that.
This is the strongest transliteration.
You gotta see a lot of
This
people.
is the strongest transliteration. H1285. It says.
In the Hebrew word, there is bara ayaf.
I can't say it better than I do.
You're going, bro.
Yes, that's
You gotta learn that Hebrew.
Your pronunciation. It says covenant, allegiance.
Right, covenant. The word there is covenant. So the allies that came together and made a covenant with one another, one of them is going to lay a wound under them. All right, and that's the EU going against them, doing something or treacherous against America. All right, doing what is it? Secretive deals with the allies of Russia, like Britain doing trade with Iran. Okay, and then in the midst, what you also have is that you have certain countries that used to be down with America. They're dropping the dollar. Okay, and I believe Turkey, Turkey dropped the dollar. There was a point in time when Turkey was allied with America at one time. Now they went as far as dropping the dollar.
Yeah, there's another story about that.
So I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, go on.
Because you know the Turks, they've got a military base in Insulet. It's got America's nukes.
Man, see that? See that?
Yeah.
Hey, so read that scripture again.
Confederacy one, yeah?
Right.
Alright. Obadiah 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Yeah.
The men that were at peace with thee,
Yeah.
like Turkey,
Yeah.
they got America's missiles, nukes, have deceived thee
Yeah.
and prevailed against thee,
Yeah.
that they may eat the bread and have laid a wound under thee.
Right. So what they did was they skipped sides, man. They kangaroo skipped sides.
That's right.
They were siding with America, Great Babylon, or Babylon the Great, and now they siding with Russia now and Syria. And guess what, baby boy? Syria is also helping Syria. I mean, Turkey is helping Syria.
Yep. Remember they're neighbours, isn't it? There's a border, isn't it?
Yeah.
Turkey and Syria right next to each other.
Right next to each other.
Right
So it
next to
makes
each
sense.
other. Makes sense, man. The problem is the West. The people in the Western Europe, they only know Western Europe, man. That East, they've got more culture, more tradition. You know, even Putin has been talking about pedophilia in Europe, saying it's on the rise, man.
Yeah.
They got a totally different set of values than the Americans and the Brits.
At least, if I could just say, in the West, they only know what they see on the TV. Basically. And it's like what you said about, you were saying earlier about the television, man. Programming. Programming. That's what it is.
That's what it is, man.
That's why they still believe in 9/11 being a terrorist attack.
Right. Right.
Crazy.
And we all know, and we all know the real deal about 9/11. We all know the real deal about that. You know what I'm saying? We know that it wasn't just purposely done by another nation.
Yeah.
All right. We're not that stupid. Go on, brother.
I'm alright.
Oh, you read that article you have. You finish with it.
Right. Listen, you're talking about the dollar, right? So this is Russia's largest energy company compared to Southern petrodollar in settlements. So it says oil firm Surgutnev Gas has joined the list of Russian energy companies that are ready to get rid of the US dollar in favor of the euro and other currencies in international settlements. That's a Reuters report. So according to a message sent by Surgutnev Gas to one of its customers, the oil company wants to avoid any possible problems payments in US dollars.
Right. So they're saying we don't want to make no payments with the US dollar. So although you got those billionaires, like what is it, Donald Trump, what is his name, Jeff Bezos, right? He runs Amazon.
Oh yeah.
So that geezer, he's making money while he's sleeping. He's making millions of dollars while he's sleeping. Could you imagine that? So with him, although they got all of that money and they worth billions and billions of dollars, guess what? That billions and billions of dollars ain't really worth as much as it should be worth, or as it. It's not worth that much because everybody's dropping the dollar. The power of the dollar is deducting time after time. So let's say you have $1 billion. What is those billions of dollars worth? It ain't worth anything. Okay? That's the whole ordeal. Go on.
Right, and this is
Matter of fact, get Proverbs 11 and 2. Yeah, I wanted to get that. Alright, actually, no, drop that. Get James 5, where it speaks about all you rich men, your riches are being tainted. Because they got all of that money, but it's losing value. It's not as, the value of the money that they got is not as powerful as it used to be. So yeah, they got billions and billions of dollars, but it's losing its value.
I could say as well, it doesn't really have any value because they're just printing money in America.
Exactly.
Trillions of dollars worth of debt.
Exactly.
So it's already meaningless.
Yeah, it's already meaningless because if you keep quantitating or performing quantitating easing, which is they've been doing for years, then you're gonna you're gonna lose more valuability in your money. Go on, brother.
James chapter 5 verse 1.
Yeah.
Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are mafia. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Right, so their wealth is getting rusted. It's corrupted now. And the reason why their wealth is corrupted, because their wealth is not backed by the main standard, which is gold. So if your wealth is not backed by actual gold, even though you got billions and billions of dollars, it can lose its appreciation. It depreciates in value. Go on.
And you shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Right.
Ye have heaped treasure together for the last day.
And at the same time, you have the trillionaires that have the gold. I'm talking about the bank and elite. They have all of this gold, but all of that gold is going to be given back to us.
Yeah.
So you have these billionaires, which the billionaires, they have the actual paper money, which is changing all the time, and it's evaluating because you have the bankers, they're printing the money. And then you also have these different countries that are dropping the dollar. So you have these two different things that are happening that's lowering the dollar. Go on. Yeah. Go on.
Right. Proverbs chapter 19.
Find the scriptures, man.
Proverbs chapter 19 verse 4. Wealth maketh many friends.
Exactly,
But the poor is separated from his neighbor.
Come.
That's what's happening. America's going down, they're separated.
And they're being separated. That's a good point.
And you know what? To the average people, this is like a battle between good and evil. The Heavenly Father's relaxing, man.
Yeah, he spoke true. Because he set it up to begin with.
Set it up to begin with, man.
And if you notice, brother, see, these are the things that we're supposed to be talking about. Not some bullshit about, how you meet to this girl or you bugging out. We're supposed to be talking about what's in the prophecies, man. Now, if you move to a girl, that's between you. Because we ain't gotta know everybody's life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's teach the word, man.
What time are we in?
We're in the time of prophecy.
Prophecy, huh?
So if we're in the year of prophecy, we gotta be speaking about prophecy. The scriptures even tells you to be occupied in prophecy. Not talking about some old meaningless bullshit. We may talk about women. But it's only to edify the point. We're not out here to talk about things that we feel in our mind and we have to be expressive. We don't need to be doing all of that. What we need to be doing is talking about what's within the word. Things that are meaningful, things that are important. What's mainly important right now, as it's always been, is the prophecies. Alright? Not talking about some old bitch you done moved to, man. Nobody don't gotta hear about that shit. That's not important. That ain't edifying nobody. People are looking to get edified, man. The scripture says, feed my lambs. Alright, how are we feeding the lambs? In other words, the elect, the men of the chosen, by this word. So we can get the brothers and those that believe and exalt them in the faith. Through much tribulation shall they enter into the kingdom. So when we're bringing out this word, we're exalting the brethren, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to come out here and speak the things that upset us in the world or in our day-to-day living. We ain't supposed to be talking about that. Now we may talk about it, but again, it's all to deal with edification, to build you up. That's it.
You know?
Yeah, true.
I didn't say something.
No, go.
Because at the end of the day, even when you're making videos, man, always put in there what's coming around the corner. Jacob's Trouble,
Right.
concentration. Because Apostle Tah's got that channel, what's it called? What's the mark? 666.
Right.
That's the kind of things we need to be talking about.
Right.
Apple Pay and all that. It's just stepping stones to the chip now.
Right. Yeah. Amazon Go. This is the start of this. What we do is go into the store. You've got this Amazon Go.
Speak up, okay.
Stuff like that. You've got Amazon Go, right? So you can walk into the store and it recognizes your maybe you've got a microchip on some sort of device. It recognizes the device, right? So then when you're walking around the store, you take whatever you want, you can just put it in your bag. Like you don't have to show no one, you just put it in your bag. Like. And you can even try and trick if you try and trick it, like you put something back in it. It knows exactly what you're taking through out the cameras and the recognition. And you just walk out the store. So that's just another, initial start to them bringing out this chip, this cashless society.
I've seen that.
And these Edomites, they're going to be the first people to run these. They love their technology.
Oh yeah, they're into it heavy. That's
just another thing that's coming out.
Only I said before, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Right. So we're supposed to be concerned about what's going to happen concerning the prophecies. And really there's no and that's it, man. That's it. Hey man, what is scripture saying? Let your yea be yea, and your nay be nay, man. Anything of that comes corruption. Yeah. Or evil. I'm saying it correctly.
That was the most appropriate scripture there.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Alright. It's a roundup scripture. Because they always ask, Jake, when he comes up, he wants information quick.
Right.
And that's the problem about people, they want money quick. They want you to deal with them quick. Like we're on their time. No, we're on the place time, man.
You gotta be patient.
Patience, man.
Come on. But yeah, brother, we're gonna go back to what we was going from before. That article you was reading.
Oh, it's got more of it, yeah?
Yeah. So when y'all start the camp?
At 3 o'clock.
Okay. It's about 5 hours actually. So we probably bring a few scriptures out and close out.
I think that's it. There's not really much else to say.
Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much the deal. So what's happening is the richest of the most fortunate is being cankered. It's being taken out. All right. Their lifestyle is gonna further go. Their lifestyle is gonna go further down and depreciate because of the power of the money that they're having in their house. So read that James 5 again. You see, back in what is it, 71, or let's just say the 60s, if you had $2 million on you, you was caking. You was doing really good with that. But $2 million right now ain't worth shit.
Wow.
You could lose $2 million in one day. Okay, go on.
James chapter 5 verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men.
And this ain't talking about guys like Floyd Mayweather and Jay-Z. That ain't talking about them. This is talking about people like Warren Buffett, and those are the trillionaire mark. Go on.
Say something. It's
one more.
It's not just about the money, man. The Warren Buffetts, they have power behind their money, whereas Floyd Mayweather, he's just got money.
Right, he's just got money, but he don't got no power. Exactly.
Notes. That's it.
Right. Go on.
Go to now, ye rich men. Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Right, that's the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys. Okay, the the Kushners. Who else, man? The Vanderbilts. All these supremistic, aristocratic households, because they're all a part of government too. These guys. All right. Their life is gonna go from riches to rags. all the way down to them becoming slaves real soon. But they're gonna see the fall of their own selves and their own kingdom. Go on, brother.
Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are mummified.
Yeah, mafia.
Selector. Your gold and silver is conquered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Right.
And ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
You're going.
Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your field,
Right, which are the slaves, which is us. Go on.
which is of you kept back by fraud.
Right, because how did they really apprehend themselves financially? By their wealth. Okay, that's how they were able to do it. They were able to, you know, steal certain people from the west coast of Africa, the Israelites, and use us to build their economies up. And that's how they were able to sustain themselves and to pretty much grow in wealth. All right? And also not only that, but paying the laborers a low amount of amount of money. Instead of paying the 10%, they're not paying no 10%. They're actually paying you 0.10% of what they're making. You got companies out there that are making millions of dollars every other day or so, but they pay the laborers way less than what they're making. Okay, go on.
Crieth, and the cries of them.
Is that the one, right?
No, he rang early on. It's not coming to it.
All right. Why he ain't come?
Said he got hung up.
Go on.
Crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Exactly. That's the Israelites, because the Lord hears the cry of the poor. Okay, which the Israelites will be the poor today. Which get Matthew's 5. It says that the meek shall inherit the earth, right?
Right.
So that's the poor, that's Israel. The poor ain't talking about some old, rusty, crusty, lower class Edomite trash on the street. It's talking about Israel. All right, the nation that's pretty much the lowest, the lowest concerning this economy. They're in the lowest totem pole of this economy. Go on, bro.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit,
Right.
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Right, go on.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
Yep.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Right, that's the lowly, the poor. Okay. Matter of fact, there's so many scriptures too concerning the poor, man, on how the Lord is going to raise them up.
A little bit more, man.
You're going.
Verse 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
Right, so not only will they be poor, but they will thirst and hunger for righteousness' sake. All right, for the sake of righteousness.
Like we were saying that in the car, remember? I'll write a man off, you know? Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
Because you got Israelites that are poor, but they don't mind being poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not crying unto the Lord. They're not trying to consider what the problems are and why they're under the curses by coming before the men of the Lord. Because the majority of Israel stay on oppression. Okay, but we're the poor that's crying out to the Lord and that He hears our prayers. And those same men are going to be pretty much great in the kingdom. Okay, go on. Yeah, Isaiah 26:6, get that as well.
Isaiah 26:6.
Yeah, it don't matter who get it.
Isaiah.
Got a quick precept.
Go on.
This is
Get these few precepts and we're going to close on that.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. Because you don't want to be rich on this side. And I was kind of thinking about this before. I mean today. Because let's just say I'm worth 25 billion, right? You know, if you worth 25 billion, you could buy a house for probably 5 billion. Now, if you live in a house that's worth $5 billion, man, where you gonna go? Where you ain't gonna be thinking about the kingdom of heaven because you're already living in the kingdom of heaven. You're already comfortable. Okay, you're not thinking about going into the kingdom. You're thinking about the right now because you are in the kingdom. Okay? Like there's a, I mean, I'm not gonna put his name out there, but there's a guy that we do know that had a little bit of money. All right, and even that alone deterred him from the truth. Okay, so just imagine if a brother had $1 billion. That guy he wouldn't be out there, man. You wouldn't be on fire for this truth because there would be no reason for you to. Okay, you got 25 women with you, and you go see a mansion. You got 25 women, right? And when you go in that mansion, you know your what is it? The bars of your the bars is on the steps is made out of gold, and basically you got what expensive mirrors in your house,
Chandeliers.
right? The chandeliers,
Marble flooring.
right? Marble flooring,
Crystal glasses.
right?
Taxidermy lions. Stuff on the wall.
Right.
Yeah, man.
If you living like that, man, and you got all of these accessories in your house that make you look good or make your house look good, you're not gonna want to get into the street. You're not gonna be in the street. You're not gonna be on fire. Okay. Go on, brother.
Isaiah 26:6, yeah?
Yeah.
Isaiah 26 verse 6. The foot shall tread it down,
Yeah.
even the feet of the poor,
Right.
and the steps of the needy.
Right. Which is the poor. Go on.
The way of the just is uprightness. Thou most upright, doest way the path of the just.
Right.
Yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Lord, have we waited for thee.
Right. And that's the poor of Israel. The steps of the needy. Okay. And the steps of the needy are going to step over this empire. And how is that going to be done? By Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah is going to be the one that's overstep the powers that be. Okay, and we're gonna pretty much get a whiff for that. We're gonna be within that on how to in terms of the Lord taking down the society. We're gonna be possessors of the kingdom. That's why it says in Daniel 7, we shall take the kingdom. Okay, so that's all I wanted to bring out on that. You know, anybody got another scripture?
Yeah, let me just finish this one.
Go on.
The desire of our soul is to thy name,
Right, the desires of thy soul is to thy name.
and to the remembrance of thee.
Right, to the remembrance of thee. That's all we gotta bring out on that. Yeah, so we got a precept. Yeah, so we gonna close out. All praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double letters to the apostles of great millstone. And salute to all the Akim round about. Shalawam.